her death or remarriage. An amount will be determined and notified in a week's time. This order will be filed with the county registrar. That's it. Good luck.
Congratulations. Great. Let's get out of here.
This is ridiculous. I can't sell the house. I don't have a car. I'm trapped. Can this man do this?
He just did.
It's like the Mad Hatter's tea party. Alimony. The one thing I didn't want is the only thing I got.
Honey, you've got to be realistic. I mean, what are you going to live on without alimony?
How can judges have sole discretion over assets? He gave my parents silver to Art.
I know. It's insane, the whole thing. I mean, your whole life has been your family, and I know how unfair it is.
And Susan, you think I divorced her? This may sound painfully naive, but when I got married, I believed it was forever. For all of us.
Can't you appeal this?
Even if the appellate court is semi-rational, I should get a fair settlement.
Well, now, there's no guarantee that you're going to get a penny on appeal. The original trial judge is rarely overturned. Barbara, you've already spent a small fortune, much more than you can afford.
I start working next week. I'll pay my bill.
Not just that. Judge Adams' wrath. If you're serious about an appeal, the firm has to think about its other clients as well. So I can only urge you to represent yourself.
I can't do that. I don't know the first thing about the law, except that it's more about ego than equity.
Barbara, you're obviously a very bright woman. If you can fly an airplane, you can certainly argue your case in front of the Court of Appeals.
Ben.
Now, you start by filing a lis pendens.
A what?
Lispendens. It's a lien. Adams left you totally unprotected. What little he did give you is unsecured. So if your ex-husband goes on a bender to Vegas and gambles away every dime, you'll be left penniless. Now, lis pendens will protect you until you appeal.
I need to get whatever I'm entitled to from whatever assets we have.
Well, you'll have to go after half the marital property, and then, of course, there's your alimony to protect.
50% of everything, that's fair. No alimony.
Barbara, you have no other means of support. Now, look, you can use this legal library, brief bank, form file. Consult my paralegal, Rose. Rose, I'd like you to meet Barbara Parker.
Hello. Hello.
You can use all of this.
I don't want to be dependent on Art's check. He's always been in control of our money. Always. I don't ever want to be in that position again.
Oh, Reggie, you're down here! Oh, you're on the ground. What a pilot. Okay, here we go. Back again. Hold on tight. I got ya. Come on, Willie. Time to go home.
Oh, don't leave yet. We need to talk.
What?
Some of the time, okay, Mom? Susan. I want you to know that the divorce had nothing to do with your father making you his beneficiary. It had to do with us.
I'm sorry, Mom, I just don't understand. I mean, you and Daddy have been together since college. You've grown up together.
I realized it wasn't a marriage. That fractured bit by bit years ago. Oh, we kept it together with false smiles, lies. The crack showed. It doesn't mean that I don't love you or that Daddy doesn't love you. It means that things change. People adjust. They have to. What about me? You're a grown woman, Susan, with a family of your own.
I just don't want Will to get caught in the middle. Maybe we should stay away for a while.
That would be cruel.
But I think it's best.
Come on, Will. Time to go. Come on now. Go home. Now, come on. Where's my plane?
Okay, come on. Let's go.
Come on.
Vows Break, a Lifetime original movie starring Patty Duke, will return in a moment. This movie...
Lost in real estate. I'll put you through. Good morning. Can I help you? Hello. I'm Barbara Parker. Lost in real estate. Yes, she's in. Sorry. You're, Barbara Parker. I'm supposed to start work here? Forgive me. Of course. Barbara, welcome. I'm Joyce. Ever sell any real estate? I have a license, but I've never worked. Why? My ex-husband didn't want me to. Neither did mine. And then he leaves me after 15 years for a female auto mechanic. You're gonna hate me for this, but I gotta start you on cold calls. Any tips? Think long term. When agents start, they don't realize how long it takes before you sell your first property. Good luck.
Hi, Joyce. I just wanted to make sure that this house is always
Thanks for meeting me here.
What does he want?
I don't know. I was just told to be here.
I don't think I like the sound of this.
Yeah, Jane's here. Right there.
All rise. Before we begin, I'd like to introduce my secretary, Marie Hernandez. Mrs. Hernandez's claim to fame is her 7 lovely children. The court wants to take the time to applaud her for that. Please be seated. Court will come to order. Let's see what we have here. Mrs. Barbara Parker. I'm going to remove the list pendants. I consider it childish and churlish.
You can't do that.
I can do whatever I choose. I'm the judge here.
Adams removed the list pendants. He called me in, he called me out.
Yes, well, and I suggest you appeal to the higher court to reverse that.
Appeal to a higher court.
Yes.
You're looking for Barbara.
Thanks, Rose.
You're welcome.
Oh, Rose, do you have anything on Gardner versus Telenco, Kansas?
Okay, I'll check.
Thanks.
It's after 8. I guess you looked after yourself for dinner. Would you do me a favor? Try not to eat alone too often. Well, call me if you feel up to it, all right? We would love your company.
Where are you going?
Home, where I belong.
You're not giving up so soon, are you?
Ben, this is ridiculous. I don't even understand half the words in this book.
All right. What do you need help with?
My mind. For letting you talk me into this. I can't go through with it. I can't stand up in front of a bunch of judges and make a fool of myself.
The judges know that you're a layperson. They're not expecting Clarence Darrow.
All this is doing is making me feel inadequate.
Barbara, I would never encourage you if I did not believe wholeheartedly in your ability to pull this off. I believe you can win. Let me rephrase that. I believe that you can get more than Judge Adams gave you.
That's your honest opinion?
They're only words, Barbara. Don't be afraid of words. And don't give up.
When the Vows Break, a Lifetime original movie starring Patty Duke, will return in a moment.
My hair had so...
Now back to When the Vows Break, starring Patty Duke, a Lifetime original movie.
First time in court. 25 years vaporized in less than an hour. Let's see what happens today.
Well, I think it's awful that you have to go through this whole thing alone.
I guess that's why they call it divorce.
You're going to be fine. I know that.
Maybe Art was right. Maybe I didn't realize how good I had it. I called him last night. Middle of the night. I was going to beg him to take me back.
And?
I hung up when he answered.
Well, that was last night. Today is today.
You sound like a therapist.
I want to tell you something. Do you know how much I used to marvel at you in the kitchen? I mean, I can't even burn toast. But Dick and I would come over no matter when it was, and there you'd be, whipping something out of nothing in that kitchen, and it would look good on the plate. Barbara, I have never seen you at a loss. I have never seen you not pull a rabbit right out of thin air.
You never had a rabbit in my house.
Hey, how you doing? Good. So, do I have this straight? She hasn't retained counsel? Why? Yeah. Hey, look at these. See what happens. Oh, wait.
All right.
Okay, good, thank you.
You are the appellant, Barbara Alexandra Parker?
Yes, Your Honor.
Am I correct that you are arguing your own case?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Proceed.
Your Honors, I'm not a lawyer.
Mrs. Parker, will you please speak up?
Oh. I was saying that I'm not an attorney. The little bit I know about the law, I've learned through my experience with my own divorce. I have always held our judicial system in the highest esteem. But on my first occasion to confront it, I learned that justice is not blind. It bears the name Wendell Adams, a man who has shown himself to be both prejudicial and partisan, without evidence, justification, or sufficient cause. Judge Adams faulted me for the breakdown in my marriage and awarded me only 2% of the marital assets, despite my express request that I not receive any portion of my settlement in the form of alimony. Judge Adams gave me precisely that, guaranteeing continued dependence not only on my former husband, but on the judge himself. My alimony is unsecured and subject to revision. At any time my former husband feels so inclined, he can go back into Judge Adams' court and seek a reduction or termination. I have never desired nor sought more than a fair and equal distribution of the estate my husband and I accumulated as husband and wife. I hope that you will find it in your hearts to restore my entitlement, and in so doing, my faith in our system of justice. Thank you.
You know, you're the first ordinary person I've met to argue her own case. That's damned impressive.
Think so? I think I may be a little too ordinary for this particular challenge.
Lawyers, it's all a game anyway. What do they say? Wish it and it will be so? Well, wish it. Play the game and give them hell. The judges are coming back. Good luck.
All rise.
First, let me say, Mrs. Parker, I speak on behalf of this court when I say how impressed we are with your brief and the way you have represented yourself in this matter. We concur that the trial judge went beyond his discretion. The court so orders that the judgment of divorce be amended as follows. Barbara Alexandra Parker shall be granted sole ownership of the marital home. In addition, plaintiff shall retain all the furniture, furnishings, appliances, and silverware contained in the marital home in your sole name.
I don't see any basis for the decision here. Seems totally out of line for you. The copy I got here, the fellow says that,
Well, depending on how you look at it, I'm somewhere between triumphant and appeased. I got my settlement raised to 17% and I didn't fall on my face. Of course, I didn't get any justice either. You know, I was pretty good, considering. I kind of liked being up there in front of the judges. Maybe if I'd studied pre-law instead of pre-marriage, I'd have done better.
I'd love to say I told you so.
You just did. And I'm grateful.
My pleasure.
Well, I just think that it would be nice for the summer weekend.
Yeah, okay, all right. That sounds good.
Oh, well, maybe.
Excuse me, is that Barbara Parker?
Yeah, it's in the morning. And,
Barbara Parker?
Yes.
Hi. I'm Gene. Known to you until now as the disembodied voice of escrow.
Oh, hello.
You go with your voice.
Oh, that's really sweet of you to bring the papers.
Well, usually I do that through inter-office mail, but I got to admit, you piqued my curiosity.
Escrow papers. Finally, after 6 months. I had to sell my own house just to get a glimpse of them.
Yeah, it is.
What would you say to a drink after work?
Oh, I don't think so.
Why not?
Well, for one thing, I'm a grandmother.
I'm a diabetic.
For another, I just got divorced. Sorry.
Me too.
Maybe another time.
Okay.
Oh, thanks. For the papers.
Bye-bye.
Barbara, good. This is the mover's inventory.
First surprise party I ever gave was in this house.
Check. The phone has been disconnected,
I just
honey.
found out I was pregnant. I told him after the party.
Now, you have to mail in that address change. And did you turn the utilities on? Barbara?
Mrs. Barbara Parker?
Yes.
Registered letter.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Have a nice day.
No. How could he file to terminate my alimony? The one thing I didn't want. Now that I'm dependent, he takes it away. He says there's been a change of circumstance. He can't afford alimony. Doesn't he have millions?
Barbara, I fully expect Art's lawyers to produce documents showing Art on the verge of bankruptcy. They'll talk about your new job, your new house, your new financial independence.
I just sold my first listing, for God's sake. My own house. I will not get up and beg Adams for my measly alimony.
You don't have a choice. Now, you just said that you don't have any money. I would hang on to the alimony.
I knew this alimony thing was going to haunt me.
Yes, so did he. That's why he did it. Now, I want you to go and see a woman named Nadine Litvak. She is a professor at the university, and she's an expert on marital law. Monitor her class. You can learn a lot from her. Now, look, even if you win this round, Art can, and no doubt will, haul you into court whenever the whim strikes him. So you have to be able to defend yourself.
I made a mistake. I shouldn't have invited you both.
The divorce is over. let it go.
I wish you would.
Your dad's keeping it going. He filed to terminate my alimony.
This is my worst fear. I told you I didn't want Will to get caught in the middle.
You talking about Will or yourself?
I'm sorry, Mom. I can't handle the two of you right now.
Barbara?
Art?
Rudeness doesn't become you, Barbara.
I can't believe you deny me what is rightfully mine. Why?
You started this.
Art? I intend to get what I'm entitled to from whatever assets we have, hidden or otherwise.
When the Vows Break, a Lifetime original movie starring Patty Duke, will return in a moment.
Everybody's making...
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Wendell J. Adams presiding.
Please, be seated. Now, court will come to order. Let's see. Miss Webb?
With all due respect, Your Honor, I take issue with your ruling yesterday that Mr. and Mrs. Stone might reconcile their differences. My client has testified she literally hates her husband and cannot live with him.
Love is often vainly sought after, like the Holy Grail, but no matter how desired, it's not an essential element to legal marriage, Miss Webb. I have concluded from my extensive research on the subject that the term marriage does not contain reference, in a legal sense, to love. Therefore, I'm going to deny this petition for divorce on insufficient grounds. Okay. Let's see, what have we?
I became a teacher because I felt I could contribute more by shaping new attitudes in future jurists. So, lots of long days, long nights ahead, lots to absorb. Good luck to you all.
Professor Litvak, Ben Cavell referred me. I'm Barbara.
Oh, you're the one saddled with Judge Wendell Adams for the remainder of your natural life. Let me tell you something, Barbara. What happened to you in his courtroom happens every day. You have no idea how many women's lives he's decimated.
I think I do. I've read most of his opinions. As often as I can, I'd like to monitor your class.
Ben didn't tell me you were a law student.
Oh, I'm not. I'm just getting an education.
Put it to good use. Become a lawyer.
I can't afford it. And I don't have the time. My alimony hearing is next month.
Not a problem. I'll coach you through that.
Oh, yeah.
Remind me never to ask you for reading recommendations. A divorce that won't go away, huh?
How'd you know?
Well, I didn't think you were reading that for its literary merits.
Before I got divorced, I had a very simplistic view of the law.
Speaking of the law, you just sold your second house. Escrow closed. Congratulations.
At least on this one, I earn a commission.
Well, it's like anything else. If you persevere, you succeed.
I'll remember that.
So, let me buy you dinner Friday night to celebrate. No strings attached.
No strings.